everyone, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you a brand new product from the Stamps of Life. This is the Rounded Corners Slimline die set, which comes with this large die, which makes your actual card base. So remember, the Slimline card is the longer card that fits in a longer envelope. And this die will actually cut your cardstock and put the score line in here so that you don't have to do any measuring. And it does give you your rounded corners. So it has the rounded corners on all of the sides. This die also comes with a layering piece, and that also has the rounded edges. And then it has these two really nice background dies that come with it. And if you want to cut these backgrounds, you will need to use this layering piece with it. So you'll get your cardstock and you will drop in your background and put the layering die around it and then run that through your die cut machine to get the background. So this background is kind of looks like some little diamond shapes. They're different styles. And then this one is a swirl background. So you can see that it would cut out the swirls. And again, this is also a drop-in, so you would die cut both of these together to get your swirl background.
So I started out by taking that rectangle die that came with the set and die cutting a piece of the white cardstock, and I'm just adhering it down to my glass mat because I am going to be doing some ink blending on this panel. I'm going to be bringing in some various inks from the Stamps of Life. I will be using the strawberry ink, and I'm going to start at the very bottom. I'm just going to be creating kind of like a blended look from going from one color to the next with various inks on this cardstock. So at the bottom, I'm putting down the strawberry, and I'm going to lead in with my guava ink. Above the guava is the raspberry, and above the raspberry will be the grape ink. So I'm just adding those colors, blending them out, and that's going to be used for the background of that lattice type die. So here I'm taking that lattice die and I am die cutting that out of some black cardstock. When you die cut that die, you need to have that large rectangle around it in order for it to cut out of the paper. And that's going to go directly on top of that fun inked background. Now, because I did not add double-sided adhesive to the back of that black cardstock before running that die through the die cut machine, I do have to use my glue, which is very time consuming. So I suggest you do add your double-sided adhesive. It will make things go a lot quicker, and then just adhere that panel directly to the top of your inked background. And those panels will fit perfectly on top of each other because they were cut with that same rounded rectangle die. Next, I'm taking the Hello die that is part of the Slimline add-on words die set, and I die cut that 3 times out of the powdered sugar cardstock, as you see here. And I'm going to layer these dies on top of each other just to create a more dimensional word sentiment on my card. Next, I took the card base die and die cut a piece of powdered sugar cardstock, and notice it does cut that card base out perfectly with the score line, so you can just fold down the middle to create your card base. And I'm going to glue that panel directly on top of the card base. Next, I'm going to do some embossing, and I'm taking a piece of black cardstock. I did use my powder tool just to rub that powder on there so that the embossing does not stick where it shouldn't stick. And I'm using a friend stamp that I got from the Sweet Statement die set, and I just inked that up with some Versamark ink, and then I'm going to be putting some white embossing powder directly over top of that and shaking off any excess embossing powder, and then I'm going to heat set that to melt that embossing powder. Next, I'm just going to use my scissors to trim down that sentiment. And then I'm going to add these sentiments to my card. So I'm just adding glue to the back of the friend. That's going to be below that squiggly line in the word hello. And then just adding glue to the back of the word hello and placing that on the front of that card. Next, I'm going to come in with some little felt flowers that I found in my stash of embellishments. And I'm going to use some hot glue and add 2 flowers to the front of the card, and that will complete this card. So I just wanted to share with you a card that I made with the swirl background die, and I used for the card base, I used the ocean, and then for the layer underneath, I used the cherry cardstock, and then the layer on top, I used the vanilla cardstock. So you can see that pink swirl through the vanilla background. I also used some felt balloons that I had in my stash, and I used a happy die, and I put happy 3 times there, and then on the inside I just finished off with a stamp. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And if you're interested in any of these products, you'll hop on over to the Stamps of Life website and you'll see them there. And be sure to subscribe for more card making tutorials from me. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.